Good morning in Australia, good afternoon, and good evening in North America. I made it on time. I think it's about 3-4 minutes late. I had a flat tire on my way to the temple. So I have a question. What do? If you get flat tire on the way to enlightenment? Or on the way to healing. Maybe flat tire is healing for you. Saying, slow down. Buddha never had a car, so never mind, right? He got enlightened. Anyway, so welcome everybody to Medicine Buddha teaching. So today, the subject of the teaching is Powa practice, Medicine Buddha Powa practice. And the Pori Bunda, someone they pay all the stuff, which Lenji and Tashidili Shuayi and Tarindi pay all two Shiadi, the Chushadi, Sanji Mele, Powa. Tanganzo Berlin and you Powa, me get so chick, that Mija Pomasura. Powa Jang Sita Yomare, and Powa Jerukana, Lamikunichi, Lamadan, the chick, two topics on the Todin, and talked into the swing in the Powa Generous Shuarwa. Susa Gilby, Powa Jangi Yore, Mitcha Pomo, Young Mongo Yore, and the Yamichu Karshu, the Luxus Gay or Mare. In a chick, Powa Jaya the test chick. Saksa Majan there's Ninga on the chick. Shigdoa, then the Ninga say, the Ninga say, your marina chick, Kanshota, or the Tibet, whichever you are. So, what I'm saying in Tibetan, in Tibet, ordinary people usually don't do Powa practice because there are plenty lamas, gurus, the yogis, and the teachers who can do Powa for you. They are expert Powa practitioners, right? So they will do for you and make sure that they do the right thing. They are expert. You are not sure whether you can do it or not. That's why people prefer do Powa done by somebody else. But that doesn't mean ordinary people, common people don't do Powa, because if there's no lamas, yogis, teachers around, and in the event when you're suddenly dying or you know that you're going to die soon, then you have to do it to yourself. Well, if you know how to do it, then that's the best thing to do. You should do. So, but in the West, the concept of Powa is fairly new, although it is not new, because there are lots of lamas. Many lamas came to North America, Europe, done Powa retreats, Powa teachings, especially in the Kagyu tradition and Dugun Kagyu tradition. Many great lamas, they organized, conducted Powa retreats, so which is wonderful. So Powa practice is a very important one. And many people do know Powa practice, and people are interested to do Powa practice, especially in the West. There are not many Buddhist temples, not many lamas around, so people like to know by themselves how to do Powa, and also they like to know how to do Powa for other people. Gomba Mongo Yomare, Lamatawa Mongo, Lama the Gishi Shungi Mongo Yomarwa, then Yo de Casacala Burn, not a Jagana Yomar, in the Chija Minnesota, Chijas and Chijas and London Marwa, and Europe, the America, than the world dinging under me. So, any Memangi churching so Poa Jayag teaching the Karishu day, Tuninjiro, the Shadaya Urwa. That's also Jana Stanjing issue, so there are many types of Powa practice. The very common one is Amitabha Buddha Powa practice. Amitabha Buddha is the Buddha of infinite light, and he is one of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. And Amitabha means infinite light. The Tibetan word is Wopa Me, Wopa Me. 다 포와들 포와 몽부요래. 포와 나니 지켜라 치슈데 남지 용도 다 잡치슈는 서로 줄루시하게 가지니 마사지 빌루 첩지 타케라 치슈는 지 잡치슈는 되래 가셔데 오바메 포와들에 오바메스라다 삼주 게라 산지 tek sanji sa dire Amitabha Buddha Amitabha 오바메스다디 코랑 산지 오바메 곰 되진데 오바메스 수수 sem나는 되네 베 sem베 세우찬 네 sem나 대화 동반이 대동니스메 베다 이시서 같은데 대화 째는데 빠도메 바지 째는데 근데 이제 오바메스 lam gonde obame che and de obame che o da tobja da o tu sire da obame shwa. So why is called infinite Buddha, I mean infinite light, because light is opponent for darkness, right? And nobody likes groping in the darkness, walking around in the darkness. And sometimes nice to walk around in dark in nighttime, in the forest or around your house is very quiet and nice. And but too much darkness is kind of depressing, especially if you are in northern hemisphere, like in Alaska or Siberia or Arctic Circle, and winter is so long, so dark, and you don't see sun for months, and it's a kind of depressing and cold. And that's why people go down south where the sun is, right? And again, too much sun is again problem. And so anything is too much in life, right? We have to always balance. So light is important because here light is not just the sunlight or moonlight. This is inner light, what we call enlightenment, and Buddha, infinite light. So the Amitabha Buddha teaching, the practice will help you to experience the inner infinite light, enlightenment. And and then especially we practice Amitabha throughout our lives. And also there's another aspect of Amitabha which is called Amitayas. Amitayas means Tibetan word is Sebame. Amitayas means infinite light. Obame gini karisho tuba seroda sebame serimui la. Sekantu chala namsuyo sebame ne donga namyama chala namsumro sebame shwede karisho. Tadi sebame duba ina serimbo toya yitini be toro toya yitini karisho tadi nyamne orwa sebame giti juba ditini 야간에 수요 정말에 티브 상하동보 냐메레 충바 냐메레 충바 되네 이즈 멜라레 바테네 마 감보바 첸데네 마마지 정고는 마 송가바신 버진데 먼저 마 일루를 마 주인데 이 세바 맥주바 여러 먼저 세와 스토바레 세와 밀라바 나랑게 꾸르게 어두치다 so Amitayas is an emanation of Amitabha, is for longevity. Sebame, Amitayas means longevity. One can achieve longevity in good health, and the lineage of Amitayas initiation come from Great Lama called Tipu Sangha Dungpo, and the Rechungpa, and then through Lama Tsongkhapa and so forth. Rechungpa is actually a disciple of Milarepa, and Rechungpa didn't give the initiation to Milarepa. Milarepa himself got from his. Probably he got from his guru Marpa. So now go back to Amitabha. Amitabha poet practice is very common one, and then there is also Vajrayogini power practice, Heruka power practice, Chidamanitara power practice, and Chenrezig power practice. And in Korean Gelug tradition, we have a Ganden Lagyama power practice. Ganden Lagyama is a Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. Poa practice. We do that a lot. And there's many different methods of Poa practice. So it doesn't matter which one you do, the purpose is the same, right? Poa means, so Poa is Tibetan word. Poa means transferring your consciousness to Pure Land. 다 Poa 시운데 Poa는 되면 뭐요래, 링 뭐요래. 다 게다 지주대 오바메 Poa 때문에 지sun도 인난주메 Poa, 콜로든죠 Poa, 난주마데 콜로든지 여명냠도 대샤베 Poa. Any jersey power, all of Sota, one of the younger Lamasonga Bajimotini, Ganil Hajamegi, Tonima, Poa, Poa de Kajamare, Kajamarida, Kajama member Gia, Kajama member Gida, Imagini, Poa, Ganil Hajimachidela, and Jawakasan, Jawakuntin Dumba, a Kasan to be tea, ya, Jajiponga, the Jinin Bog song. Kanela ni mati kajama Poa kajama ji or adili to you can show that the teeth ngarang la human stop to see that. So in the Gelug tradition, one of the most popular Poa practice is Lama Tsongkhapa poetry practice through Guru Yoga, Ganila Gyama. And there are two kinds of commentaries. One commentary is composed by the seventh Dalai Lama, Kalsam Gyatso, Gyawa Kalsam Gyatso. It's a beautiful commentary. I have received that teaching from my gurus. And also there's another Poa practice, Gandhila Gyama, compiled by Jaji Pavunga Deshin Yingbo, which is normally known as a, what do you call it, secret one, and Gajama. So the Gyawakasan Jansu Song Ganila Matide Gajama Mare, Jaji Ponga Deshin Yingbo Song, Ganila Matide, Gajamare. Kajama said, Kanjuma news, Mikangal Nangi Yoma, let me say it in the Gidu Romasavara, Chitaba Yomi Shida, Yishi Chinge, Tadu Toma, Atamsi Toma, Dendi Mazakangala, Kasaka, and the Chochin in the Nangi Yomare, and this and Kajama Asu, Otus Reta, the Shomara to Chingrawa. In a lot you to say, Kapore, that the Shiranya Yomara, so there are many different kinds of Poa practice. So as I say, Poa means transferring your consciousness to Pure Land. That Poa should take a similar Poa should Namshi Jora, so Namshi de Shingamlia, Po should the Shingamlia, Button, Shingamlia, Drayagi, and Tapshi or the la Poas, Poas, that the Bena, that me, so that because of Tungro, Tangapi. Chiradea Mendu Chigi to Zudo Tasha, Glo Gaching Yangochus, water, Santa Mavagini, Milam Dam and the Shah, Chide in the Yudo, Chide in the Yon, Chide in the Yonatinita, Poja Yaritini, Kashota, to celebrate or to see that in Egyptology show you. So when do we do the Poa practice? So we can do Poa practice as a training. At the moment, we are doing as a training. We're doing okay. Why are we training? Because we need to learn how to do Poa practice for ourselves in the event of our own departure, and when you are expired. And there is a famous Indian philosopher. You see, some of you know. J. Krishna Murti. J. Krishna Murti was dying, and one of his disciple or friend, he really don't accept disciples. So this guy, Indian man, went over to his deathbed. He said, Krishna ji, you are now dying? And he said, yes, I'm expired. And I'm expired. Goodbye. And it is really like expired, right? So then if you think that you are not going to be around because time ran out, you can feel in your body, you can feel in your mind, you see some sign of death and dying. There are many signs of death and dying. And I won't go through this, we don't have time. And you can read a book. There are lots of books on death and dying, in Tibetan Buddhism. There are lots of books translated in English. Also, in the Gelug tradition, we have one particular text called Kusum Lamcher. He Namya Kusum Lamcher. So Kusum Lamcher, they talk about Bardo and death, and then they're explained all this. Also, major tantric commentaries talk about, explains. So then you ask if there's a Lama guru around, you could go to the Lama or you invite Lama to do powa for you. If you see the sign of death and dying, if you're sure you are going to die, then doesn't matter, within 10 days, 2 weeks, 1 week, you should keep doing powa. You ask your guru to do powa, or after you're gone, and then ask the guru, somebody to come do powa for you. Your family and friends, you make the arrangement. The very best thing is you do it before you die, so that you have done the powa. After you're gone, you don't know. And when my grandfather was passing away in Tibet in 1991, he told his granddaughter and his granddaughter's husband and some other people, he said, I am dying soon, and I want you to invite my guru, one of my gurus. If you can invite him, that's fine. He can do powa for me, do self-initiation or yamataka for me. Otherwise, don't invite anybody else. I don't want you to invite all kinds of people or some lama that I don't know. I don't want that. And he said, I can do powa myself. And he said, I have Lamrim Chemo next to my pillow. Lama Tsongkhapa was teaching Lamrim Chemo, and I can do powa myself. So what he believes that you have Lamrim Chemo text next to your pillow, and then you put the Lamrim Chemo on your head, and then you say Lama Tsongkhapa mantra, do Gandhi Lagima powa. I'm sure he did it himself. Then he's gone. Then it was the amazing thing is, on third day, exactly on third day, his guru came. His guru was in a retreat. Those days, the road was not so good from my hometown to Yushu, past Yushu into Ndichu in the valley. And he came on third day. He knew. And then he set up altar, set up, he did a Yamataka self-initiation, did powa and everything. So now I like to say this story to my Tibetan friends. It is very inspiring. So then powa de Quran mashtere lamarda law yomare chunjungala rumbuchire. Then Quran pel pa pe ngas kamla mono gujire. Any hingle pedoche bakala then dange kangan jubun dugres. Ne lama de begin the chu. Chigun the pass and Bumchugomas and Gomajiore, dinner shoe yore, teacher as a denishu to a degree of Budus. Imagine, remember Lama Kanjum and Tila and Poa Jan Ramajet in the Alo de Mogos, Timayos, Naranga Poja Tugres, Korala Marava, and then the Lamrim Chemoji in Hengo, Iri Titel Shashos, and Shayota, they shot, and then Naranga Pojans. And it's in Korashim Fair, Paul Jim da. And then Nimasum Tata, Shaksum Sarai, Nimasum Tata, the Koran Lama de Fair, Chendo Lama Chen. To look at Lambaya, we omare. Modern and Donna PG choose troops and Google. And Chendo, then Nimasum Tata pay any Chobasham now, Gigi Dajin, so any a boy, Kudung dia, Sha, Gola, Rinaso. And you must sheets and toilet and Shumbuchero, the message of Chungs, but this is the task is logistical, and she never Yabudua, then you have the seminar cursor, that Pembodage. I wish you do, send the Jibudi, Maranga, some Gaucho, Koran, shot down there, thrown down the big message, Lama round and Yabuchi, Shara, and the Koran Lama de Pe, Lame Chingi ordered, and Ben message, and then now me to come, some Gaucho. Going to Tombore, then coming came do, what in the So he passed away, and he was an amazing person. So when someone dies, old age and completion of life, we don't consider is a tragic thing, or we don't do the what you call mourning or whatever the English term is. And it's time to celebrate life. And he was a Rinpoche himself, right? He done all his life, he did a practice. And even in 1959, March 10th, when he's leaving from Lhasa on the way to India to Mon, the border, Chudangmo, and he told me he never missed his daily commitments. Even he was on his way running from Lhasa to India on the border, right, with all these thousands of Tibetans. He never missed his daily commitment. So I admire my grandfather, and he was so dedicated to Dharma practice and very strong and never give up anything, very stubborn, very strong. And anyway, so now we go to the medicine Buddha Poa practice. I translated medicine Buddha Poa practice, concise one. It was the original text was compiled by a great Giluk master from Amdo. His name is Gongtang Tempe Dome. Gongtang Tempe Dome. He was a great Lama. And Gongtang Tempe Dome was a great scholar and yogi in Giluk. So I translated with some editing here. And last night, Amanda Buckley did final editing. And thank you so much to Amanda. And we posted, I think, Bill Wills posted, and so you can download. So I will go through the text here. Kandi Poa de Inji Tolni Juja Reva, the poet Beja de Gongtang Tempe Dome, Amdo, and that Gilu Lamasa Mrs. Kerashimaro, Gongtang Tempe Dome, Sung Beja de Dujo, I think Inji Tolma Papji to Chevi, that they name Inji Tol the Bringa to Shubi. The medicine Buddha sadhana has many parts. It offers not only practice for maintaining good health and healing, but also Poa practice. Poa is preparatory practice for cultivating peaceful, happy mind at the time of death. We can do regular Poa practice now as a preparation for our death and dying. It is very beneficial to do Poa practice now. However, there are some instructions below that should be followed. So now, why we do Poa practice? Well, as I said before, transferring the consciousness to Pure Land, right? So, but the most important thing is at the time of our departure, our death, when we do Poa, it helps you mind calm and peaceful. Okay, whether you are able to go to Pure Land or eject your consciousness or not. And I can't say you can do that, or you don't know yourself, right? And unless you are a great yogi or yogini who are totally confident yourself. But the most important thing is at the time of dying, you don't want fear, anxiety, and confusions, this and that, dilemma, big dilemma. So this is very helpful. It makes you smooth, go smooth. We can do regular practice. So we can do it regularly. As I said before, the regular practice is training, okay, training. So we have to train now. Otherwise, if you don't train now, at the time of suddenly you realize you are going, then may not be able to do the practice because you are not ready, you're not prepared, right? And also, your body might be very tired, or mind is tired, maybe your mind is very blur and confused or whatever. It depends on the age, it depends on situation. So if you're training, then it's easier to do the practice. So it is training, it's good to do now. But then there is also caution. If you do too much, and it can cause some problems or shortening your life. So you don't want to do that. Then what we do is each time when you do Poa practice, at the end of the Poa practice, we usually do long life Buddha mantra, or Amitabha's mantra, or white Heruka mantra, or white Tara mantra, and or a Yamantaka, yellow Yamantaka mantra, any one of the longevity Buddha mantras and practice, then there is no problem. Okay, that power that trainings that the jungle or jungle. The young in the young Tobia Gojadini, Chik Tongwaina, any Powajaya the Kawaja, Susan Majamaina, and the Lama Jishuna, the Lamis Nangarua, Soso de Jematuna, Soso Jibuji, Kojo Joji, Kojo Joji, the Demenacom, Mangana, the Chik, Kawaina chickens, and that young in the aware. They should have young, Mongoji Junction, and Yana tell it, there's no yard. The needs and power area, Tatela. Chedubji Chever. Chedu de Cheramambo Jever, Chematun Digit, Majida, Mantala, Jijun Domagam Donga, Deman Sebame, Deman Denjokawo, Gigi Sevo, Tagarin Chick, Sona Digiore, or do Shuai. So, at the time of our death, we can do power for ourselves as long as our minds are not hindered too much by these delusions and drugs. And so when I say drug, like medication, right? Because they give you painkillers, and then the medications are so strong, and then your mind becomes dull, and you can't really think about it, right? So you need to give a medication, painkiller that does not cause problem for the mind. Maybe hard to find the perfect drug. So this practice can be done for oneself or also for others, and any location. We could do the practice at home, at the hospital. Power practice help to keep the mind in positive state while one is dying or in the bardo state. It gives us a chance to take a good rebirth in the Pure Land. And that means somebody Madara, Yamanja Gomja, Nodua, the least that's somebody Diaredua, Tangodua. That means that this machine, the Poja, so Chibula, some of Diamapena, so Mission Del Poja Tuna, Yabore me, Janet, Swing Jig Tumuru, Tundugana Delaya, so Poji, Pajo della Poji Jagin, Pengre, that Jatuna Matuna, Sevoji, Yabuji Yamatuna, so Kunura Rale, and then Sanji Mele Ngada or Obama Ngada, Genesis Ngada, Pingur. So what I'm saying here is that if you do power for somebody else, if you're not sure how to do it properly, and you shouldn't worry too much because nobody knows everything perfect. And the main thing is the motivation. Because you want to do power, you like to do power to help this person, right? So your intention is good. So even if you're not sure, you're not accurate about visualization, this and that, central channel, and consciousness going up to the Pure Land, this and that, you just do the mantra of Medicine Buddha, mantra of Amitabha Buddha, mantra of Chinese, whichever, and that will help because the blessing power of the mantra, power of the Buddha is there. Even if I can't do the visualization, because if I have a strong faith, the person who is dying has a strong faith, then you can say, I'm helping, okay? I'm not an experienced expert power master or yogi or yogini or whatever. So that's motivation, it counts, okay? Medicine Buddha are medicine Buddhas are the embodiment of healing power of all the Buddhas, in order to successfully practice Pawa, one should give up too much attachment to this life and too much attachment to family and relatives. Although this is very important. When you're dying, if you have too much attachment to your material possessions, if you have too much attachment to life, if you have too much attachment to family, then it's hard to do because you don't want to let it go. You're holding on to these things. And so you really need to practice renunciation, death and dying. Well, if you are really a good Dharma practitioner, practicing Lamrim for many, many, many years, then you wouldn't have strong attachment to material possessions. You know they're all just impermanent, right? You wouldn't have strong attachment to this life. This life is like a mirage. This life is like a bubble of water. This life is a rainbow. This life is, it says in Guya Samaya, Guru Yoga prayer, Chendi Meda, Chur Doa. Also, this life is like life is impermanent. It's like a bubble of water. And so anyway, if you have strong attachment to your partner, your children and family, then it was hard to sort of say, okay, I'm going by. Hard, right? So that's why Tibetan word is Che Lutang. Che Lutang means you have renounced your life. 당연히 드니르와 포절 지소소 낭밀라 시라 착바제 이 주자라라 착바제 강바라 착바제 네 무베샤디솔라 착바제 당아 가르쳐고 무드 수 베저당 그래 네 남미도 가르쳐용 다 우고도 가르쳐용 선들이 착바만 뭐 지선들이 포제 약하고래 남시리야 아버지 로도 말아 다 착바 매워지 당 하나 수수 제야 강제 제토도 제외에 메시들 so bugutuso yaboje talongje bugutusola chamboje soso ta kashota nduro shiro de soso ge zanda odela yaboje namituso yaboje chogewaje ngara 지주 간가 제베이 다 고라좀 거 텅그래 ngara 심지 제고 문도 다 ngara 런 야보진 로샤나 되니 건조 있음 가고 용그레스 어디리스 samtaere samlo kechi주 데레 네 마라 셈 맞이 비지 통과 될때 동아 시비체는 건조 동아 지거와 and 야부 문도와 칼레가 오래도와. So what you need to do is when I die, I don't want to have clinging into this life, and I don't want resentment, I don't want complaint, I don't want whining, and I don't want to do this and that. Otherwise, I will drag down my family, right? Because if you're very unhappy at the time of death, then they will be very unhappy. And then why we are doing this to myself and to my family, right? If you die peacefully and happily and with a big smile on your face, and then your family and friends, they all feel very nice. Okay, well, daddy is gone with a big smile, or mommy gone with a big smile, right? And Baba is gone with a big smile. Baba, grandmother. According to Ukrainian language, they call Baba. Baba gone, smiling. Well, good. Baba will come back. And Baba will come back again. So that's nice, you see. So I gave lots of teaching on death and dying before. So there was a story, Japanese Roshi. His name is Roshi, I think, Taji. So Taji said, when he was dying, he said, please bring me my favorite rice cake with azuki bean on it. And the disciple said, yes, master. He ran and got the rice cake with the azuki bean on it. And then Roshi was eating this cake and munching, and then a big smile, and then poop, it's gone. So the rice cake was his way of doing kind of farewell cake, right? And there was a nice story. I have a book written by Kaplu Roshi. It's called Death and Dying. It's an excellent book, wonderful book. And Kaplu Roshi talks about 49 days, 49-day practice is very common between all Mahayana Buddhists. Tibetan Buddhists, Japanese, and Korean, and Chinese Buddhists, or Mahayana Buddhists. We do the 49-day prayers and celebration after the death, right? Anyway, Master Taji's death was very interesting. And then another story. One morning, Master Taji go for a walk with his disciple through the corridor and through the village, and then all of a sudden they hear this group of people crying. So then Roshi said to his disciple, "Let's go inside. Let's go. What's happening? Somebody must be dying." So they went in, and then everybody's crying. And then the Roshi cried himself, cried, and then left. Then on the way, the disciple said, "Master, tell me, do you know these people?" He said, "No." "So why did you cry so much?" And the Roshi said, "Why not? And why not? And I'm giving them support, my support. And does that help? You cry with them?" "Yes, because I'm a Roshi. I'm a monk. They know I am a monk, a Roshi. And it is important to show your feelings." Anyway, that's a nice story too. And so, Tati Pogetalangi, Lojiti, Jabangi, Gilonjik Lojiti, Mambo Shugumenda, Shugayamendu, and they do shit. They put Injiki Chingwa. And one should practice Poa, one should give up. Okay, I read that already. One should practice the medicine for the sadhana as one's own main yidam practice, and one should do the sadhana and the mantras on a regular basis. And that doesn't mean that you can't have other yidam deities. And but now it's time to do medicine Buddha practice, right? Also, we should dedicate the virtues from our Dharma practice for the cause of all beings to take rebirth in the Pure Land of Medicine Buddha. Okay, Pure Land, as I mentioned before, Pure Land of Medicine Buddha is called Lapis Lazuli Light. Pure Land of Medicine Buddha. That's Sanji Melegi Shingam de Shingam ge Chela Karshosanate and then the Benduya words, so Benduya words Jalbos, Sanji Mela Benduya words, Benduya say Tandangato Rimbuche, Tanda Mombuji Doa in Namju Pagela, Tishore, Pakela, this Muminsi, Mumis, Mumbonachi, till I settled on the age young. Himalaya region is Statanguri, near Ladakh, near Afghanistan, the one is Tungurua. Manchisa, Yashudi, Afghanistan, Tungur, and the moments. So the best lapis lazuli come from Afghanistan. I think one of the best ones. And I like lapis lazuli like myself. And it's beautiful blue and it's got gold and well, it's not real gold, but kind of gold texture. And blue is my favorite color. See, the blue sky, a blue scarf. It's Mongolian scarves are blue usually, symbolize the eternal blue skies of Genghis Khan. So Tibetan tradition, scarves are usually white, symbol of peace and purity. And so now, actual practice here, actual practice taking refuge. So I would like to talk a little bit about the concept of Pure Land, ejecting your consciousness to Pure Land. So Pure Land is the Buddha land, right? So far away from here. You cannot go to Pure Land by airplanes. You cannot go by there by rocket. And so far at the moment, we're only been to moon, and they're now saying that maybe one day they'll land in Mars. But Pure Lands are far away. And but also Pure Land doesn't have to be some solid place. And Pure Land is like pure, what I call sapphire. Pure Land could be pure state of consciousness, state of clear light and bliss. And so there's many different ways of describing. But I'm also not saying there is no actual physical realm, pure realm. Of course there is. We have thousands of them, you know. Like for example, Tushita Pure Land, Ganda Yiga Chunjin, and Amitabha Buddha Pure Land, Deva Chain Sukhavati, and Medicine Buddha Pure Land, Lapis Lazuli Light. Shingam said, power jaxate namshi shingam ya pa barwa shingam se the karis sugar is anta sanji shugsa gi hingam derwa pena jawa chamba danda ganin la shu yore maung be sanji re en jangula ma songa ba adisha dom domba ta ganga danda ganin la ganin shin la shu yore e oba me shin dewa jere sanji me le shin de bendu yo odina den jejun do jinanji me shin de kaji shin ro ta din shinga mongbo yo potala shin de yulo ko ba shin de ngayab ling shin ta gurbe manjung ne ki shinga de ngayab ni mada ne ya jachi jada ma shu shi me so there are many pure lands. For example, Guru Padma Sambhava pure land is called Ngayabling, and there's many pure lands. But also, pure land can be also a state of consciousness as well. So anyway, so see, Western mind. A lot of times, you got this sort of scientific questions all the time. What is the proof? What is the proof? And how do you prove the pure lands? I can't say I have the proof. And I follow my gurus. I follow the teaching of Buddha, right? But we're not sort of rigid. We're not saying this or that. Pure land is always in one corner. This and that. Well, see, we have Sanjay, we have medicine. We have medicine Buddha Sutra. We have Amitabha Buddha Sutra. Amitabha Buddha Sutra is called Wando, Oba Megendo. Sanjay Mele Sutra, medicine Buddha Sutra is called Mendo, and Mendo. So Tibetan word Sutra is called Do. Oba Megi Garsati, Oba Megi. Wando yoro oba mendo de ma dame kalatini oba megi shingam giti sheba deshi jakchung dua den shingam guta ka sho skoba den sung dua otende dai shingam sanji gaden shing da koba da shu karsu ta dewa mongbo yor deshi mongbo yor otus ta ele mongbo shugme. So okay, so now we go to the actual text here. Taking refuge until I reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in Buddha, I take refuge in Dharma, I take refuge in Sangha. That's what I'm doing. Semji Tanji to the Sanji Komomadu, but the telling a Lama la Josudo, Sanji la Josudo, Chula Josudo, Kindu la Josudo, that's what I'm doing. Sanji Chupsojo, Sanji Wadajo, Dalji, Dola Pencho Sanji and Dover Shores. The invocations that Tindishu were. So here's the invocation. I invite Bhagavan Medicine Buddha from the Lapis Lazuli land. You are the protector of refuge for those who are lost in this ocean of samsara. Oh, compassionate, healing Buddha, come to this place now. So, Sanji Minjila Bendula Uji Jabuda, Benduya Uji, Hinkam Netine, and they Nin Dundo Peronas, Kaisena Semjian Tamjita. Karshotan Kowe Donga Janzo Latini Chamni, Lucenta, Gokorne, Day or it, and day is Sanjay Menjula Menu Jabodan, and in the Melachidu, the Peronans, Jindin Shurwa. Upon making this request, we should imagine the medicine Buddha appear before me. So then you imagine medicine Buddha, Lapis Lazuli light in front of you, and he is surrounded by the other 6 medicine Buddhas. So you imagine, you meditate, you visualize. Okay, let's do a little bit of meditation here. We invite Medicine Buddha and Lapis Lazuli light Buddha in front of us, then surrounded by the 6 other Medicine Buddhas, actually 7, including Shakyamuni Buddha. That's so soon doing the Latini, Sanjay Menjula Menduya Vejawachi, Sanjay Melachi and do Dr. Tomba Shakato by Dennis Sanjay Shanda. Someone day, Mendu Yuji, Shingam and lose my pass on the Shu Union, Mibanarona. Okay, so we did a brief visualization. Then we do what we got. We do 7 limb practice. 7 limb practice. So I will go through this fairly quick, really fast. I prostrate to you with body, speech, and mind. I make offering to both set out and imagined like the offering of the Bodhisattva Samantabhata. I declare all non-virtuous actions of my past and present. I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all the wonderful practitioners. I request profound and vast teachings of the healing practice. I request all the healing Buddhas to remain with us until the end of samsara. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others for the cause of good health and happiness for all sentient beings. So these are the 7 limb practice: prostration, offering, declaration, rejoicing, requesting, teaching, requesting the Buddhas remain with us, and we dedicate the merit for the benefit of all sentient beings. So these are the 7 limb practices. And dumba dida ngoware others yela dumbachi right that visualizations in the gumja dreva the yan kesho my deshi jagdo da dan mo ngi thola konja marching dungi visualization imagine medicine Buddha descended to a place above your crown. Okay, let this time now visualize above crown. Sitting on a lotus and moon, his body is bright blue and transparent. He sits in the Vajra position. With one face, 2 arms, wearing beautiful, colorful robes. He holds a Merobalan healing plant in his right hand with the mudra of giving healing realizations, and his left hand holds a bowl filled with nectar. Sanji Melan Nula Ashu, David Ashu, the Nuku, Shaji, Chani, Kundo Mumbuji, Chayebe, Arura Medo, Devuda, Loma Yonzi, Chayembe Ruzi, Dina Duzuka, which is Chugunam Sonsoni, Ondus Jini, Junior Nayar, Naruna. Visualize the blue home syllable, the essence of wisdom and compassion, mind of medicine Buddha on the luminous moon disk at the heart level within the central channel that runs through the divine body of medicine Buddha. The upper part of the central channel of the medicine Buddha is narrow, and lower part upper part of the central channel of the medicine Buddha is narrow, and lower part is broader. Now visualize your own body transparent as a clear glass jar. As you are sitting straight on your meditation cushion, visualize clearly the central channel inside of your crown, central channel inside of your own body. Okay, and the upper part of the central channel is broader, and the lower part of the central channel is narrow. The bottom end of the central channel located roughly 3 inches below the navel, and the upper end is located on the crown and is open like an open skylight. Visualize your own mind as a shining dot or tigli of clear light, slightly white and reddish color, and about to leap into the pure land of the medicine Buddha by entering the heart of medicine Buddha. Visualize above your crown. At this moment, it is very important to think that yourself and your mind are inseparable, and that central channel is the pathway to Pure Land. Now, we should generate strong devotion to medicine Buddha and make these requests. Okay, so now, as you can see, so you visualize medicine Buddha above your crown, and then you yourself sitting here cross-legged with the 7 Vajrayana posture, and then you have to visualize the central channel inside of your body. So normally when we do completion stage practice, Dzogchen practice, and 6 yogas of Naropa practice, we have to do what we call the Tungra Gomba. Tungra Gomba is Tibetan word, which means hollow body meditation. And then you visualize central channel. Tangi Bogeto la Shugi, Tandamji Lando Zorim Gomekab de la Karsho Tati Zorim da Dini Naruchudu Gomekab Tangbo Tejo Tungra Gomba. Tungra said Subu Nalo, Kiwani Kangbe Padu, Nalo Shada Kasati, Nalo Ta, Loa the Chimbasing the Ying singing the Juma that the Kake Melara, Tumba Tunja Gomba. So Subute Idam Jabarwa. And the Idam Jay in Zanish Kula Shada Ruba, Shada Ruba in the Nala, Ki Loa the Chimba the Ying the Yomarwa, Meveta is Subute to Tungra Gom, Tumba Goms. In Nala Tini, Ta Uma Gomba, Ta Uma. Tachuna, Oma Roma, Chama Sumgo, Majona, Mash Gongorta, the Unjumuchi, Naruchu, Magi, Casio, the Unjumuchi, Nuru Guruche, Nuru Guruche, Galatin, Oma Roma, Suma, Magona, do Marwa, with the Taoma, Madame, which you may, and Zorim Keja, Chavati, and share it as the woman do, and you visualize that it's Omagom. So you have to visualize central channel. Central channel is blue outside, red inside. Usually, white right channel is red, left channel is white. We call it in Sanskrit Avaduti, Rasana, Lalana. Tibetan word is Uma Romachanga Sum. So central channel is Avaduti, right channel is Rasana, left channel is Lalana. Right channel is red, left channel is white. And so you visualize the channel. Okay, so now when we do Poa practice, we don't have to visualize right and left channels. Just one channel, central channel. Oh, that's all. The bottom part of the central channel is slightly little narrow, and it ends at 4 inches below the belly button. And the upper part is right above below your skull. And as the central channel goes, it's a little broader and broader. It's like a upside down trumpet. And something like that, or the big horns, like in Tibetan tradition, we have looks kind of like upside down horn. So you visualize central channel, and then you have to visualize your consciousness that you're going to eject. Visualize at your heart level, and here I explain your mind. Your own mind as a shining dot of tingly or clear light, slightly white and red colored, about to lift up into the pure land of medicine Buddha. So your mind is very small dot size of mustard seed, a little bit of reddish and white reddish at the heart center of the heart chakra, inside the central channel. Ta Powa Jebdiwala Namshiti Aparwa, Namshiti Karso. Namshi Namjin Namshi Semre, Semna Karso Shiba Sem Magdela Karso Zugs, Dindin Kado the Ibs and the Shea Yomarwa. That the Ripoja Gala the Yanchi Ib down the Kado Shiawara, Ninga Ninga Chuju Kolo Jidel, Zaumiji Delani, so Namshi de Yungar Sachi Chunjunji, Kawa des Mawa des Yongi de Gom. That Jini Susan of Shin Day over any an Chaumina, Teve, Jantuna, Gigum, Karhunyo, not David. He get gone to Sanji Meli Tuti, Tugatilta, and then she didn't do we something, do we in something, whichever. So you have to imagine your consciousness is here, right here at your heart chakra, and then, as I said, size of small mustard seed. Usually mind has no color, mind has no shape. Mind is not a matter. But this time, when we do tantric visualization, such as Poa, you have to imagine this in this kind of form, in this kind of aspect, right? So this is not time to debate. And when you do tantric practice, you don't do debating. And then you are wasting your time, and also you are distracting your mind. And too much intellectual practice, it can cause a problem for tantric practice. You have to have trust, you have to have faith. And one master, Lama, told me, he said to me, doubt is enemy for Tantra. And too much doubt is no good. And it's too late when you do power practice. What's the point of debating, having doubts, and then you're not going to do it, and don't have doubts. And so now we make a request, right? That thing forget all the issue. Can't get the control of shares one. The power you got. In Namshi the zoo, the Shiva, the zoo, the zoo make the Kiramombi shit, so jump, chick didn't Karsu to something with the Puru and chick, then the Namshis and the New York, Shingam, the New York City Bay. So that Yunzen Sheshu Sido. In the Sobajan Choyoma, Sobajan to Zole Yomata, Chita, the Association and Sobajan the country, and then and Senyi bala tsoba maji kawa la kasa dunga maji chiksi namjiya iwa Senyi bala tsoba maji and kawa la dunga maji kawa la kangpe kawa la ngot dan choyo masu ngot narorwa Senyi bala tsoba shiri jabni paya yomare ko senyi bala zoya yomare wa shira tini choyo marta Senyi bokranzo senyi bayin to make a request. We have, actually, I should say this in Tibetan, what I said in Tibet. So debating is a good thing to do when you're a young person studying Dharma, philosophy, and so on and so on. But when you get old and about to die, debating is wasting time. We have saying in Tibet, do not hit your head against a pillar. Do not debate with the philosopher. So if you're debating with a philosopher, it's going nowhere, And it's like hitting your head on a pillar. And it's not. Generally, debating is good. I love debating. If somebody wants to debate with me, you're welcome. Anything. I love debating, especially in this time of COVID-19. We're all locked down, and people are bored. I would like to go out and jump around, clapping my hand, debating. And if anybody like to debate, welcome. Okay. Now we make requests before we do power practice. We have to make requests. Okay, so here, O Bhagavan Vishvaja, you are the embodiment of the three jewels. Merely hearing your holy name indoors upon us the qualities of liberate sentient beings. You are a master of healing and perfect guide to pure land of the Buddhas. I request you to lead all sentient beings to the pure land of Lapis Lazuli light. Then you saw that we are. Mampushu Mundu, at Sanjay Manachara, and Tanga, Kingam Laya, Lea, Chinam Naronas, at this moment, you should focus the mind on home syllable at the heart of the medicine, heart of the mind, heart of medicine Buddha. Imagine your mind as a small tiggly or dot light that can see the mind of medicine Buddha home. Mind of medicine Buddha as a home syllable. Okay, visualize your own mind as a small tigle or dot of light. Tibetan word tigle, which in English translation is dot. Okay, looking up through the central channel. So namshi de the ningala I kasho the yigi home baji yigi dina yigi home bode do atanjini semti kasho de. Let me see now here. Your mind as a small tigle or dot of light that can see the mind of medicine. Yeah, that's right. So there, that so namshi the tigle kawaji karmachi kawala mavu nangyong. Others come. Tene so ne namshi dos saumen ya de yisanji mele tugai tuk nam tuga yigi home mombo tan 70 sanji mele that took number shiba yigi dos. So visualize your own mind and look at through the central channel. It's like you're looking through the skylight. You see nighttime, you see the stars, you see the moon, right? Kind of like that. You visualize, I can see medicine Buddha's in holy body. I can see medicine Buddha's enlightened mind as a home syllable. Okay? Now generate strong wish to go to Pure Land and at the heart of medicine Buddha. Sanjay Mele Tugala Doi is that's Simshu that's Jawata, that's Shukjawata. Further request, please liberate me from the fear of departure from this life. Cut karmic fetters and attachment to this life, and guide us through the state of confusion and fear in the journey of Bardo. led me to the lapis lazuli Pure Land, where I can reach Buddhahood faster than in the human realms. So now you have to make very strong request to medicine Buddhas. Please help me, bless me, overcome my fear of departing from this life. So on the world. And the Nandini Michiti Chindu Yutungu Yore, Tindi the Tanga Doya del Desik, Karsor, Namsia Doya del Chiang Pache Chin, Roma to Tindi Usri, Tindi Mioachi, Jamjuna Ronas. So lots of people have fear of dying. I heard the story. One old man said, I'm tired of living and I'm scared of dying. What do I do now? I don't know where I'm going. So there's a fear of dying, fear of departing, right, from this world. Even though this world has so many problems, you are so tired of after all those years. Do I really want to hang around here? I don't think so. And news is always bad. Politics are so bad. And, anyway, cut karmic features and attachment of this life. Guide us. Okay, I read this already. And lead me to the pure lapis lazuli Pure Land, where I can reach Buddhahood faster than in this human realm. So if your consciousness reach Pure Land of lapis lazuli light, you will become enlightened faster, 1,000 times faster than on this earth, practicing on this earth. Okay? This is why called Pure Land. Shingam Levina, Sanji Kombatoya, the Jato Trimangle Joy. In the Shingam Joy, Shingam, Sanji Shingnam, Shing Ordinary. Sanji Shingle Sandre, Karson, Dojashina, Dumugi, Yuda, Juyo Mare, Kondulaya, Yomare, Ned, Mugeda, Mondruda, Nazada, Tatini, Yomarwa, and the day in the Sanji Nula Lero, Chu Nimata, which you Sanji the Sanju, some other Sanji Shingam, Tamango Mare, Sanji Lela, Jomunju Sanji. Not in the Tindi Zanda, Sanji Shingam, Chikiro Chena, Lero Chena, something, some Shuchimatangore. So visualization for training the mind in power practice and final ejecting mind to the Pure Land. So this is the actual practice now. This is the actual practice, okay? This is the essence of power practice. So now you have to concentrate very carefully. Then the power muni, power Jasep Tulku level. That the Tandanga the younger, muni royaki kijamarwa, or danjing shuimba, or to see. So this is the actual practice. There's one thing I want to tell you, maybe I should tell later about church practice. So here, beautiful white light in the form of hooks come down from home letter at the heart of medicine Buddha to the tigli of my mind. So after you made a request to medicine Buddha, and then imagine beautiful white light come down from medicine Buddha's heart. Beautiful white light, thin white light, and then at the end there's kind of like a hook, okay? Then it comes down through my crown and then to the central channel, reaches my mind. Then at that time, close your eyes slightly and imagine prana winds flow upward through the central channel. So you sit cross-legged, right? So you have hands like you have to press the ring finger by its thumb and sit straight like this. Like this. And visualize the central channel, right? So your heart here, your mind as a white tickler here, and then medicine Buddha sending the blessing, invitation, white light come down through the central channel here. Then I'm sitting, I'm breathe in and out, and then I close my rectum slightly. And then now you have to do power, actual power here. Close your, okay, now you say the mantra word hit at the same time the tigli of your mind lift up from the heart. up through your central channel to the crown. Then, yeah, that power is needed. Those then, wogo sumure, wogum, that's and that's shukjaya yomare, shukjani and nugre. So as I said, you close the rectum slightly. Don't force yourself. Lama Tsongkhapa advised in the 6 yogas of Naropa. He said, just even imagining you closing your rectum is good enough. You don't force yourself. And it's not very skillful to do that. In his commentary of 6 yogas of Naropa called 3 Confidence, Yichi Sumde, Jangola Matsongkhapa Chimpo Tandandi, Powa Naruchi Ti, Yichi Sumde Nasungdoa, the Wogo Sumde Shujan in Chiju Mare, Lung Sagi Lungi and Nugre. That make some of the Wogo Sumba Yin and some of that didn't degree Sungdoa Adushi. So you close your rectum or anus slightly, and then you say the word like this. Heck. Okay, so your consciousness lift up from your heart to the throat. Then you say, heck, from the throat, goes up to the crown. Second time, right? First, second, and third time, heck, it goes up straight up to the medicine brother's heart. Okay, now reach the Hung Syllable medicine brother's heart. You imagine your mind and medicine brother's enlightened mind become one, indivisible. All right. So this time we're training, so you don't stay there. You have to come back. Then you say, "Ka." Ota tadanga to jangi ora jangi kabla tene ya power jabsane susu namshi yige sanji mele tugal timso to ara tagara day something you mar ya ma yongor ya susu hinga ma yuya de chikdala ka yigi tambo nganpogi ngazo o de ka se joro ka se ka yi ka tambo de te tagara lande Gas, that's liturgy. So when you say heck, you have to say loud, not too loud. And but I mean, if you live alone yourself in a forest or in a cabin or somewhere or apartment, you can say loud as much as you like. But you don't want to disturb other people, so you say a little louder. But when you say ka, you say quietly, smooth. You say ka slowly and come down at your heart. So this is the training. Do this practice minimum 3 times during the final practice and recitation of Hik. You should imagine your mind and the mind of Medicine Buddha becomes one. Now keep reciting Medicine Buddha mantra and imagine that you have already reached the pure land of Medicine Buddha. So now your mind has come out from the heart of Medicine Buddha and taking rebirth to the lotus of the Pure Land. You enjoy the nectar of Dharma teachings from the Medicine Buddha. So if you really think that you are now leaving this body, you don't have much time, then you just, okay, don't think about coming back. And a one-way ticket. And then you imagine you reach your mind and Pure Land of Medicine Buddha and merge with Medicine Buddha, enlightened mind. And then some point your mind is come out from Medicine Buddha's heart. I'm talking about in the Pure Land, right? Then you imagine you're born in the lotus, okay, like Guru Padmasambhava or Ayadeva and so on. And then you are Bodhisattva in the Pure Land. Now you're receiving. You have an incredible opportunity receiving teachings from Medicine Buddha, 7 Medicine Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, other Buddhas. Then you practice bodhicitta and shunyata. You can practice complete generation stage, completion stage practice, and healing practice for the benefit of all sentient beings. You are now benefiting all sentient beings. So that's what you do. Now I will go through this conclusion here. If you practice Poa on a regular basis, then it is suggested that you should do the following visualization. First, practice a long life Buddha sadhana, as I mentioned this already, or mantra as often as possible. Finally, medicine Buddha on your crown is transformed into light golden nectar. This nectar seals off the upper end of the central channel at your crown. This is profound method of cultivating long life. 어떤데 타마데 다 단단하지 training 지거라 training center 장바 지거라 장바 제가 갑달라더니 다 가르쳐데 단남시리 마용 라포 다 가스 랍데 사선데 dongang jejundo makama ngasa umdari turi mama ipu injan pushtu kore so you can say Vaitara mantra om tari turi mama ayu punye jana pushtu kore so, or you can say Amitabha's mantra om amaran jimita so ta oba me kasa chaba me ma om amaran jimita so de dana dire or de dimena jejundo nga umdari turi Mama ibu injan wisdom so down and imel benjo kabo ma o maria home. So say those of you who have received Heruka initiation, you can say white Heruka mantra om maria home pay chala songchi soha. Either way, it's fine. Then at the end you mentioned medicine Buddha dissolve and then turn into golden nectar, then come down to the crown, sealed this Brahma aperture. The crown, the door sealed. Now you have long life nectar inside of your crown. That Tamada did it, and Sanji Melody, you will go over Sanji Melody was a Casavama, do the Sevujila, Ma Shu, good, do the Sevujila Shu. They do the Ma Pedne, Ma Pamnet, and so you than the Changbi Bugasara, and you come to what you do, you want the Pep Kaplan dinner. 이공 동거라 이공 지더니야 부가스라 거기는 백가서 비전 부가스 이공 우다 우게라 이공서라 먼저 감도서 부가사 부가더니 이거는 주스서부터 마죠 근데 갑 템베 가더니 자 체라 가서 체를 했더니 마제메마 체르와 근데 다 템리디고 와로 두시야 다 두시 Tarida, Shagi, Tusi. So that demdi oh, I should say a few words about Pawa church practice. So what about church practice? People who do church. Church is Pawa. So is there a risk for longevity? No, it's a different. And church itself is Pawa. Maji Labdin said Pawa Jali Todame, in Tibetan word, church is much more profound than Pawa. Church practice is 100 times more profound than Pawa practice, any Pawa practice. Okay? She was very proud of herself. She said that. Pawa Jali Todame, in Tibet. Church Namjugana, Chela Nugumare. Church Nangin, Pojago Yomare. Jobang Joba Yabujina, Pojago Yom. Majila of sorry, Poa Jali Todames, you got Karasusan, Poa Jada, my Churchy down the Poa Jan Javaina, Churchy Tando, Karshu, Zache, Corsade Masan Toy, Sungo, Majil de Son. That day, Marangi, Shirahagome, Kandi in the Manina Hagom, Rajo Dango, Jotangara, Maranga, Takar, Jobara, Poa Jagi. Namjundi Ganil Hajamang Poa de Yamanchigio, or to Jerombuji, so Marazu Jubig, Lama Save, Lama, Senaman, Remelama Senamanta, Kangarawa, or to Tatu Shai, Ale, Conjota, Tua Ujiri, Poa de la, and Tatim Dichin and the Marching, Sedu Marching Mandan Digimar. So we do white Tara mantra a little bit because we haven't done really practice yet, but Pawa, but I've been talking about Pawa, teaching Pawa for you. So it is important to do the long life mantra. Om Dare Du Dare Dure Mama Yo Munyen Jana Vishnu Kure Soha. Om Dare Du Dare Dure Mama Yo Munyen Jana Vishnu Kure Soha. Om Dare Du Dare Dure Mama ayu bunyin jana pushtum kure so Om dare du dare dure Mama ayu bunyin jana pushtum kure so Om dare du dare dure Mama ayu bunyin jana pushtum kure so Om dare du dare dure Mama ayu bunyin jana pushtum kure so. You can say Vaitara mantra even without initiation, or Amitabha mantra. Saying mantras is not a problem, and if you have initiation, great. If not, just reciting mantra, praying to Buddha. If you don't have mantra initiation, it's all right, no problem. Okay, so we have 10 minutes. If you have any questions, I bet you have questions. You are most welcome.
Susan Garden has a question.
Right.
She said, is the Chinese Buddhist concept of Pure Land the same as the Tibetan one?
Well, Chinese pure concept of Pure Land, Tibetan Pure Land. Yes, when you reach Pure Land, you wouldn't say, I am not Tibetan, I'm Chinese, or I'm Tibetan, I'm not Chinese. Nobody will. There's no question. There's only, we got one same Buddha, same Pure Land.
Okay, good, thank you.
You say, to say Susan Garment, how?
How?
Yeah. Good.
Good, okay.
She's not Chinese, she's a German.
Oh, okay. Susan Brown asks, how often do you advise us to practice POA?
On a regular basis, I guess. It depends on you, really. Mm-hmm. It depends on your age, depends on your health. I would say maybe 3 times a week might be good, generally, as a training. Mm-hmm. Training, you do, like I say, 3 times a week. If not, at least once a week.
Once a week, for sure. Okay, good, thank you. Cameron Norman asks, do we visualize our Tigli entering Medicine Buddha's entire hum or his Tigli?
No, visualize my heart, my consciousness, the Tigli, go up to the home of Medicine Buddha. In Medicine Buddha's heart, you don't visualize Tigli.
Just the home syllable.
Just home syllable.
Holly Stocking asks, how long does someone stay in the Pure Land and what determines their leaving?
You mean once you reach Pure Land, how long you stay there?
Yeah.
That I can't answer that question. Actually, that depends on the person whose mind reach enlightenment, Pure Land. And then depends on his or her dedication, prayers in the past lives. And so then, you see, once you're in Pure Land, you're going to become Bodhisattva, right, soon. Then also you could become Buddha, right? So then you know everything perfectly, what to do, what is your karmic connection with the sentient beings in the world. And so you should know yourself, and you're the only one who knows what to do. Nobody else. Buddha, the other Buddhas, they know Buddha among themselves, but we as the ordinary people on the earth, we call earthly beings, how do we know? And we can't judge, we can't make assumptions, and they themselves knows what to do. And then when the right time comes, a right place, this person who become a bodhisattva, he or she then will return to the earth, this earth, or some other earth. Doesn't have to be this earth or some other land, who knows, somewhere else, for the benefit of sentient. We don't know how long she stayed there, and there is no time limit, and there's no need to worry about expiring visas, and there's no question of permanent resident and departure and this and that, nothing.
And time is different in the Pure Lands than here anyway, right?
Of course, time is very different. I'll tell you one thing. When Asanga practiced medicine Buddha, not medicine Buddha, Maitreya Buddha, 12 years on earth, right, in India. I'm not sure exactly where it was, maybe near somewhere Alora Ajanta Caves, somewhere. There was the story I heard near Ajanta Caves. And so after he practiced 12 years, then he met Maitreya Buddha. And then he went to Pure Land. He spent 50 years, our time, 50 years gone. And then he came back. So our Sangha lived total 150 years. He spent at the time in the Pure Land, one morning in front of Medicine Buddha. So like, one morning. There's a huge time lap or time difference.
All right. Thank you. Florence asks, how do we practice a POA for somebody else?
POA, somebody else?
Yes.
Well, I think I don't have time right now. And well, it's basically you do the same thing what you did to yourself for others. POA. And well, I don't think we have time now to talk about this. So you ask the person who's dying, okay, sit, relax, and lie down wherever he or she is, and then relax, and then imagine Medicine Buddha or above us, and then you say, I will help you to eject your consciousness or transfer your consciousness to the heart of Medicine Buddha. Just relax and imagine your consciousness is slowly, slowly going up to the central channel. Then I will help you to reach the heart of Medicine Buddha. Okay? But as I said, we don't have time right now. So then you can say the syllable hik and then so on. But again, it depends on who's this person. See, if this person is a Dharma person, Buddhist and practitioner of DT yoga, and then you can do that elaborate visualization, central channel, this and that. If this person is non-Buddhist or Buddhist or sort of Buddhist and sort of vague and not so clear, not sure, then you don't need to visualize him to visualize central channel, this and that. You can't do it because, and you can do it. You visualize yourself, the person who's doing, and then you do the mantra and say prayers, and that's the best thing you can do.
Thank you. Amanda asks, when you get to the point, the hook of light comes down, your tigli rises to Medicine Buddha's heart. Does it go through Medicine Buddha's crown, then into his heart, or straight into his heart?
No, it's straight into his heart.
Straight front?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, actually, occurring text usually sometimes indicate it goes through his central channel into his heart. Sometimes straight into his heart. Depends. Either way, it's fine.
Either's good? Okay. Good, thank you. If going for major surgery, do you do POA before it or thinking long life mantra?
Major surgery?
Yes.
So do POA before surgery?
Yes.
Or
long life mantra?
Long life mantra. Do both. Well, if you don't want to die, if you don't want to die, well, that's why you do surgery, right? If you want to die, then what's the point of doing surgery? So you can't do POA, hard to do POA while you're having surgery. You're already knocked down, and you're not very conscious, right? So best thing you do POA first, then do long life practice, and then see what happens.
Wish for the best.
Yeah, do the best.
Elizabeth Keene asks, what is the best practice to do for like her grandmother when she is dying or has died and has not requested POA?
So she's dead already or she's dying?
Well, she just said when she is dying or has died.
Sorry?
When she is dying or has died.
Right.
So I guess she's kind of on the brink.
Right. So then the question is?
And she has not requested POA. What is the best practice for her to do for her grandmother?
Oh, I see. Yeah. So because she's not a Dharma practitioner, I guess she's not open to the practice, but maybe it's too old, it's hard to do things, when you're so old. So the best thing, what she should do, whichever Yidam deity that you practice, your main Yidam deity, right? Chenrezig or Amitabha or Vajra Yogini or Chidamani mantra are dedicated for her.
Okay, good, thank you. Jennifer Morgan asks, is the Medicine Buddha POA practice as you described the same as White Tara and Amitayas? So the same basic, same POA practice, same but different deities?
No, White Tara, there's no POA practice. We don't do POA because White Tara is Buddha for longevity. Amitabha, yes. Amitayas are long life. Amitayas long life. White Tara is long. We don't do POA. Amitabha and Medicine Buddha and say Lama Tsongkhapa and so on and so forth. So basic rule and the tradition and the kind of structure of POA practice is very similar. The difference is deity is different, mantras are different, there are words are different, phrases are different, and some POA practice is more elaborate, some are a little more simpler, and depends on the POA practice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mark Perot asks, if I practice Chidamani Tara POA, can I imagine that Chidamani Tara dissolves into light and nectar to seal off the crown, or is this only with Medicine Buddha?
No, it's same. You can do Chidamani Tara, absolutely, of course. That would be wonderful to do Chidamani Tara.
Dharmadasa asks, you said we can read about death and dying from many traditions, but you mentioned a special Gelupa text. What is the name of the text in Tibetan or English?
Special Gelup?
Yeah.
Gandin Lagyama, Gadin Lagyama. And it's a sadhana, it's a guru yoga of Lama Tsongkhapa. Okay, this is in the Gelup tradition. The Gandin Lagyama is, how should I say, is a guru yoga method. And Lama Tsongkhapa, right? And Tsongkhapa is emanation of Manjushri, Chenrezig, and Vajrapani. So the Gandin Lagyama, we have a Gandin Lagyama POA. You can do Gandin Lagyama POA practice, and you can read the commentaries, as I mentioned before.
Okay. Good. Holly Stocking says, do we visualize sealing the aperture before saying the long life mantra? The crown of the head aperture?
Before, no, after.
After?
Say the mantra after.
Say the mantra.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's it. Good. Okay. Thank you so much. So next Sunday will be the last Sunday of Medicine Buddha. I will teach, go through the sadhana and explain about Lapis Lazuli, Light Buddha, and so forth. And then that's next Sunday. After that, then I will teach Lojong practice called the Wheel of Sharp Weapon. Okay, thank you.